Hello, so friends, today we will discuss models of communication. You have to first understand that when it comes to models of communication, model is anything you can call it's a dummy or in the context of mass communication. Models of communication refers to how the communication process takes place. So it can be through channels. Channel must be there, and besides channels, you must have a receiver and a sender. So, first of all, we will take a look at how communication took place during the Aristotle era. During Aristotle era, there was no telephone, but still people used to communicate with each other. Now the question arises here that how does communication take place without telephone or any wire? During Aristotle era, there was mainly people used to talk through mass meeting. As you know, Greece was the first country which upheld the concept of participatory democracy. So when it comes to Aristotle, you have to understand that the communication is mainly one-sided. Because now suppose if a leader is speaking, definitely you won't go and interrupt him. So similarly, during Aristotle era, leader used to come on stage, they used to speak their viewpoints, and then they went out. That was the process. So the first theory we are going to talk about is linear model of communication. And in linear model, Aristotle was the first person who came out with his own theory. So you have to understand that Aristotle stated that in any communication there must be three elements, that are ethos, pathos and logos. Now you must want to know what does ethos mean, what does pathos mean, and what does logos mean. Simple. By ethos we mean the person who is speaking on what capacity. For example, if Prime Minister is speaking, then we can understand that he is speaking as a representative of a political party, or he is the Prime Minister. Similarly, when it comes to ethos, ethos means by what capacity someone is speaking. Then come pathos. Pathos means the context. How does his content relate or resonate with the audience? So you can also say it emotional connection. And in the last phase is logos. Logos means logics. So whenever someone says something, it must include the elements of both logic and emotion. Thus, Aristotle said that you have ethos, logos and pathos. By pathos, he meant the connection that the speaker formed with his audience. Similarly, by ethos, by logos, he meant the how do audiences find out the logic from whatever he stated, any leader stated. That is called logos. Also, we have to understand that Aristotle also maintained the 5 core elements of any communication process. He stated there must be a sender, there must be a speech, and then there must be an occasion, because a leader or a person won't speak always. There must be a reason behind it. And finally he said there must be a receiver. Receiver is the audience and its impact. So from this discussion what we learned is that basically Aristotle meant this theory which is applicable to public speaking, because here he mentioned nothing about noise factor. He did not mention anything about communication or other field of experience, this and that. This was the one of the most simplest theory ever. And you should not forget that in those days most communication took place through mass participation, because Greece always believed in the concept of participatory democracy. Okay guys.